Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We finally solved the technical issue, so hopefully Michael will be joining us. If not, I'm going to put it down to Ghosts in the Machine, and we'll continue the topic with me just talking and potentially asking some questions. So, just first, a little introduction. I'm Daniel Kennedy. I am the... Oh, joining. Let me add Michael. I'm CEO of KML Group, and I'm also a wealth driving coach who was tutored under Mr. Vincent Wong, who was taking over the wealth driving. Michael, how's it going?
We finally got it done. You're right.
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you.
1 second. Let me just put my headset. Let me put my headset.
Okay, that's more than fine. Yeah. Fine. Yeah.
Right, I'm all set. Can you hear me?
Well, we get. Right, you're good to go?
Yes, I think so.
Do you want to tell the group a little bit about yourself?
Oh, a little bit about myself. Well, I'm Michael from Key2IT Properties. I joined Vincent Wong's property group over a year and a half now, and it's one of the big investments. I've never regret doing it. It brought me to a good circle of people, and then I've expanded my knowledge from reaching out to various people like yourself, AJ, meeting Yavo, and then I networked within the circle, expanded my other network, and so on and so forth. And recently, I've given up my job. I was working as a business analyst.
The six-figure paying job really to dive right into property, and not many people would have done that because especially with very little previous experience in property, you decided to jump straight in after you had the training, and you went all good and hopeful.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have done that.
I was doing properties quietly in the background in the past anyway, whilst I was working as an IT contractor, mainly in the banking sector, and then anyway I moved on to become a business analyst for various blue chip companies around in London, Manchester. I just basically traveled up and down England as a contractor. I just went and worked wherever there's a job is. So I was on a good salary, very good salary indeed. I basically come in, do the projects, and then Brexit happened. It impacted my job, and what I was doing is I was busy in the first stages moving things out of UK to Europe, and then once that gone, what's happened next is basically the job goes. So I was helping the process of Brexit, and now I find myself in a very difficult situation. Oh, well, not difficult, but a strange situation because most of the job's gone.
So I know what this, didn't you, rather than continue on the career path that you did. And so the topic of the video today is talking about inner circles, about how they could be assets or liabilities. So were the people around you encouraging you to go back into a job, or were they encouraging you to sell for the open seas and property?
Quite a few people asked me to come or want me to go back to do what I'll do before. But I think this is a good opportunities arise from out of this, and it gave me another opportunity to do something I really wanted, which is property investment. So I joined the circle anyway over the course of a year and a half, and I learned a lot from other people and watching other people like yourself and various other people. And I thought, right, this happened. It might be a blessing in disguise. So I thought, right, you know what? Let's take that. Let's stop working, do this full time, put my head in it, and my whole body mindset into this property game, and make it work. And this inner circle, literally, people like yourself give me strength, give me directions, and not just that, it also helps me to do what I really love as well. Don't get me wrong, I love what I do before, I really enjoy what I do before, but this is another opportunity to do something different, something I always had a passion for in the background.
Right. Okay. For me, I don't know about you, but when I initially started getting involved in more property, my inner circle, like my friends and my family, they were like warning me, like actually hampering me, saying, "You shouldn't do this. This is dangerous. This is very, very difficult. You need to be more careful. Don't take risks. Don't overextend yourself." Because I was really, really extending myself, and on top of the pressures of everything that was involved in property, because you have to put in the hours, you have to put in the work, and having your really close circle say, no, this is a bad thing. Because I had my partner who introduced me to property, so she was very, very supportive, and I'm very fortunate to have had to kick up the bum from her. I stumbled upon Vince and Flo and worked with them, so they became part of the inner circle. I went through business partners like hotcakes, and then finally stumbled upon Elton, and then we decided to partner together. And slowly but surely, my inner circle changed drastically from what it was from my beginning of my journey to where we are now. Did you find that yourself?
I did too. I mean, like you, I basically had all the negativities from people around me who doesn't understand properties. It's hard work and it's a lot of risk taking, and just simply because they're not really been educated around the understanding of properties, how the game works, and how to um make it all work, because they only dabbled in this in properties, and then when you mix yourself with the people who knows this game and been doing it so very well, that you learn from the best. So although I mean I'm quite early in the journey, I'm mingling with the best people in the group in the area or in the groups. I got many groups. I joined. I got I created my little a little Jackie Chan group, as you know. I got Vincent's group. I also got other groups I joined, and then what I'm doing, I'm just pulling knowledge from left, right, and center, and learning from everybody to mingle the better people. Because one thing you got to do is you got to educate yourself. Reading's one aspect, but you got to watch and learn and how you can do things better, improve on your skills.
Excellent. Yeah, I totally agree with that. For me, I sort of like did a 180. I spent more times with people who were involved in business, I didn't do anything special. All I did was copy people who were already doing it, and it because the system works. They've trodden the path. They've seemed to have become successful. Why change it if it doesn't work? And I think especially with the Facebook groups that you've got and the inner circle that we've both a part of, and especially your little, well, I say little WhatsApp group, there's some real high profile individuals, and that's testament to your hard work and how you've been keeping it on. Because I tried the same, and mine petered out before it was done. So you've got a lot of effort in there, and now you're reaping the benefits. Yeah. One
Lucky,
thing,
yeah,
what was
luckily.
the most interesting thing that somebody said to you when you said you're getting involved in property? Did you actually have the pushback, and were you persuaded to not further your goal?
I got many pushback for people. It's high risk. You can lose a lot of money, and all the time, simply because they don't understand the game of properties. It's not always about money. It's always about helping people. Because if you look around all around you, I see a lot of people like living in shabby accommodations. So it's not really about money. I just want to bring a better place, a better accommodation for a lot of people. I mean, how many students do you see putting up with like crappy landlords? And how many landlords? How often do you see landlords providing very poor quality service to people who pay rent? So, and then
So what
as
you're saying
on the
is
media
you were
side,
really selective on who you learnt from. You made sure
sorry,
you were really selective on who you learnt from, who you let in your circle. Just going back to
oh,
the beginning.
I am. I mean, from the little group I created, I basically wanted to pick the people who are actively doing things and who can be influence other people. They may not be fully in property game, but they do something else. So I got some like high. Everybody in that little group is very high profile, as you know. I got yourself, I got Yavo, I got AJ, I got Clara, and a partner. I got Tariq recently. I got Volter added to the group. I got others like the Lock brothers, the Zen, and the banker. They're all
Yeah, you
doing
got lots of
things in the
guys.
back. Yeah, there's a lot of people there. They're all doing things. But I mean, I think one of the biggest, most recent high-profile person, well, just gone up is Matt Salty. With 10x, he brought Grant Cardone from US to over here.
They
I've
do.
he
Talk
is
about
one.
people in a circle to be an asset. I think he did exceedingly well there, and I'm definitely going to get Matt on the podcast to have a chat.
I think you need to, because like he's done something phenomenal. I mean, from him, we've got other people in my little group can connect with him, and because
You talk to me
we
about
all
which
know each
people
other.
in this group has influenced you and why you let them into the group. So we're talking very main topic here, why people in a circle can be an asset as opposed to being a liability.
Well, they have to be doing actively doing something. Okay, they
So
got to
give
have a
me a
positive
specific
mindset.
example, somebody who's inspired within the group that you created.
Sorry, I lost you there. Signal
Give
bit
me
poor.
a specific example of somebody who helped you or knocked you in the right way.
Well, you're one of them.
No,
Okay.
ignore
Apart from
me.
you,
Ignore me, mate. I'm already
ignoring
giving
you.
you advice.
Yabo,
Okay,
AJ.
talk to me. What did Yavor do to you?
What the Yabo do to me is showing me how to invest in the correct way, and also like certain things you got to do to get to where you want to go, and
You're being
how to
very
how to
vague.
recognize how to recognize a good deal from a bad deal and stuff like that. It's just, and also seeing him get up and go from nothing. He literally had nothing at the beginning, and he started building other things, which is amazing. So Yavo is a big influence, and then we got a young voter. He's also another quite a very influencer because he's going from places to places. He does things nobody's doing in the group at the moment, and he's systemizing. He's building a team around him very quickly, and he is very good. I have to admit. Other people,
Okay,
families and
that's fair
friends.
enough. That's fair enough. Right. So what about, we're going to flip it on its rear now. What about people who have hampered you? You don't need to say names, but describe some of the situations of people who have hampered you.
Yeah, you won't do it. It's not good for you. You're better off getting a full-time job, keeping your job, chase that job. It's too difficult. Many things.
Yeah,
You want life stability. You got no. It's just many things. It's just all the negative red liners you can think of, or red lighters, more like red liners. So every time you're like, oh yeah, well, how you doing? And then it's like, oh well, yeah, you should have done that. You should have did this. It's it can be off-putting, but then again, they don't know the game. So I basically just put it one side. I will not let them influence my decisions.
yeah, that's a really wise mindset to have, because people are gonna, especially if they care about you and they don't understand it and they see that you're maybe getting yourself in too deep, because to usually buy into these circles, it's a lot of money. So I know personally, I had a few people say, no, you're being stupid, this is ridiculous. And then I also had a few people, yeah, just go for it, man, you only live once. And I found it to be very polarizing in people's opinions when they discussed it with me. And that's it really was. It was kind of like a 50-50 split between the people who were wanting me to go for it and people who were supporting me and the people who didn't. And for me, I never really had an interest in property. It's only through a process of changing my circle and coming in to contact with people like yourselves, and there's a whole other host of other people that have sort of pushed me, helped me on the way. And it really exploded as soon as I got my circle right, really. in business, it isn't 1+1 = 2. I found it was 1+1 is 11 in terms of the output and the income and the deals that you can do. Because when you're bouncing off each other and you're really, really excited to get going, and you've got somebody who creates a culture where, for example, we lived in the same house, the three of us, KML, there's only two of us now, but it would be a case of we'd get up at 7:30, and then the next day we'd get up at 7:15. We'd be like, oh, enjoy your lion. And then the next day it'd be 7, and the next day it'd be 6:45. And then when you're with somebody who makes it fun and they're in your inner circle, and you're able to just go through the shit times, go through the bad times, and you've got somebody who bounce off, and you're sitting in a McDonald's cafe at 6 in the morning on a Friday night after you've been smashing out leaflets and putting out bandit balls for the weekend. It's so much easier. And I never had anyone like, there was a situation where I had a really good friend, and I was literally, because I wasn't giving him an opportunity, I was in the mindset of a beggar. I was begging him for £40,000 investment, and he said no. But as I got better and better and better, and I didn't need the £40,000 because I found somebody who could raise finance in a manner that I never could. However, we both have different roles and responsibilities. That person came back to me and wanted to buy into the company, but all the hard work had been done at that point. And it turned around, and they were begging me to say, take this £40,000, please. I want to be in part of your company. And I had to say no, because we're not selling equity anymore. So the people that didn't believe in the beginning soon became fans and invested with us on a fixed return basis, which I found very strange, because it's very difficult to get.
Yes, it is. I totally agree with you. It's on that journey. One is like you got to prove to people you are delivering. That is one of the key element aspects. Once they see you delivering, they'd be happy to lend you the money. I mean, who wants to bet on a losing horse? Nobody. But when they can see your results from you, they will throw money at you. And
exactly.
Once they can see that,
problem, don't you? Very soon you have too much money and not enough deals when you become a credible source of income. When you're able to pay people back, when you're able to be a good bet, and when they see you making money, they want a part of the cake, but nobody wants to help you when you start off. So that's why you've really got to have that inner circle strong, because it's difficult. You're going to have nights where you don't get any calls. You've spent thousands on marketing. You don't get any deals, and it's hard. It sucks complete and total balls. I know it did for me multiple times, where I would invest thousands and thousands of pounds, and I wouldn't even get a call. And I'd be like, what am I doing wrong? And in those moments of sort of like despair, the people around me be like, listen, it happens. Part of the process of being involved in a business. You're going to fail sometimes. It's not all going to be up, 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 up. Because I went through a process of having three builders do me over for money. And I remember sitting and asking my partner, I was like, what am I doing wrong? I'm trying to be friendly. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to do the contracts. I'm like, what's going wrong? And she's like, it's the nature of people. You need to find the right people, and you need to have them. You need to blame yourself when people screw you over, because you've allowed them to do that. You need to structure it in a way where there's no room for them to screw you over. And if I was with my other friends who, from the beginning, were doubting me, like a couple of mates who are in the army, they said, don't do it. This is ridiculous. What are you doing? Why would you waste all this money? If when I had my first couple of hurdles, they'd be like, I told you, get out now. Whereas the other people really, really were more encouraging.
Yes, that circle people around you is your success period. Without them, the support, what have you, you won't get there. You won't. It's like people join these slim fast clubs. Trying to do it on your own is difficult, but when it's a group of you, and there's a motivation factor there. They motivate you to do better, and then when you stumble on low days, bad days, they pick you up and get you going again. Another thing is like also when you inside a circle, the assets is one thing, but the knowledge, the wealth of knowledge they can share with you is beyond what you can learn yourself on your own. It's like you can't read all the books by yourself, but when you got other people who's been there, done that, it makes it a lot quicker. And should you have any queries or technicalities, they can actually help you out and make it all like help you to look at things in different dimension and find solution, because nothing is straightforward in the property game.
Okay, so you've got people in your circle, imagine you're starting out, they're all telling you no, 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 no. Should somebody who has a relationship with a person who's been there for multiple years, potentially a childhood friend, should they, in your opinion, change their circle and perhaps distance themselves from the people who don't have ambition? What would your advice be?
You have to look around your circle of friends. What are they doing? What are they doing in the night times? What do they do weekends? What's the lifestyle like? If they all like sit around do nothing, just talk about Coronation Street, they're not really achieving anywhere. You need to get yourself some new friends. Okay,
Not to
you
say
need to
that it's
look
a bad
at,
thing. If somebody,
well,
if you don't want to work hard, if you don't want to be involved in property business because it's a very stressful life, but then you decide, you know what, I want to change this up, and then you look around your friends, because we all know you're the top five average of the people you spend the most time with, and if all your friends, of your five friends, are only earning say 50K, chances are you're only earning 50K. If all your friends are earning 100K, you're going to be earning 100K, and that's how it works. So if all your friends are fitness fanatics, chances are you will be, because their values and standards will all rub off on you. Like, you can create cultures within your social group. So for me, I tried, like, I literally, I went through partners like hotcakes. As I said before, I approached multiple people, and they was like, no, 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 which is fair enough. They didn't want to change the lifestyle. And then when I slowly found the people that resonated with my work ethic, with what I wanted to achieve in life, and how long I wanted to go on for, and also the strategy, because there's very multiple models to get rich in property or lose a lot of money in property. My circle changed completely. People who I didn't know 2 years ago, I now speak to every day. People who I didn't know 2 years ago, I now would socialize with at damn sight more than like friends that I'd known for say 10 years working in the army. And also people within the army come out of the woodwork, and then I'm more connected with them because they're taking an active interest in their wealth. So it's like-minded people, and you will eventually not be able to like be around people who don't have ambition. It's really difficult when somebody isn't bringing any value to anyone. It's really, really hard to resonate when somebody complains all the time. Somebody isn't taking any action to rectify their shitty life if they've got one, because we're in a free market economy at the moment, and you're as rich as you want to be, you're as poor as you choose to be. And it's not hard to get rich, it's not hard to get wealthy, but it does take a long time with property. Long time, lots of patience, and lots of consistent work. And I think the first thing that you need to do is look around within your circle and change it if it needs to be. You need people who are fighting your
you
corner,
do,
screaming in your corner, go, 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 go.
you do, but you got to look at two things. You can't say to change your goal, you change your family, can you? So you got to look at, okay, you got to keep these circles separately. Personally, I would say keep this network separate. Your property network is one thing, family network is a different thing. These two things, they might like it, they might not, but you can't influence everybody. You can't change everybody. I can't say, oh yeah, I'm going to change my family. You can't. They're your family. So what you got to do, just you still keep in touch with. No, you keep in touch. You still your family's around you. They want to support you, but your network of like, I mean, I got about 3, 4 different networks. The work I've been doing, I still got that network. My family, I got my property network. I still keep in touch. One of the key things about being successful in whatever you do is have the ability to network amongst various people. Not everybody into properties. Some people aren't. They want more into health. Health is more important for them. It's more of a priority. You can that I That I'm sure you understand. Money is great, money is nice, but health is more important. Other people prioritize on families and relationship, but it depends what you want yourself. I mean, for me, I would like to keep a close touch with all these various people and not be too focused on one thing. Because end of the day, money is only well, it's great but we have it, but the health is more important, family is more important.
Absolutely.
Friends you really trust. I love to help them out, bring them along the journey. They may not want to join that journey, but yet I will still have them close in my network, and I wouldn't abandon them in any ways or change them. I still would be in touch with them because they are the ones who they might have their opinion about what I do, or they have a negative opinion. They have never been down that journey before. You may be the first one. I'm sure you're the first one in your family, in your military network to go and do property straight like you have. It's a brave move. But when they see you doing it, they say, well, Daniel can do it. Maybe I can. Everybody can. It doesn't matter what you do. It's got to be
The
heart
industry
and
is
soul
big
into it.
for everybody. I totally agree with you there. Yeah, this has been good. I definitely think I resonate with what you said. You can't just get rid of people who've been in your life for years and years and years. However, there was quite a few people that I dropped personally who went down a path that I didn't really agree with, and now I only keep close friends from my childhood around. I used to have a much bigger social group, but then the just crap sort of mentality of go out at the weekend, spend all my money, then complain I don't have any money. I've cut quite a lot of people off. Obviously, I'm not going to cut my family off. Never, that wouldn't even entertain it. This is the reason why I'm doing it. I spend more time with hopefully a big family. That's my why. I want a big family, and it's not necessarily having somebody to say no, this is crap. Sometimes you need somebody to say you're being too ambitious. This is too risky. Why you've got a model that's working? Why are you quitting your business and deciding to suddenly start a vegan podcast or go into, I don't know, change your career and like become a doctor at say 35 when you're already making quite a lot of money in property? Say if you want to sell that business and start somewhere else, you may need advisors around you, good friends that will tell you the bad news, rein you in, make you more sensible. And those are the people you need to value, the people who won't be yes men.
That's right.
It isn't all about money. I totally agree there. But money is important. Let's not shy away from it. Money gives you freedom. There seems to be, in our culture here, I reckon in the UK, there seems to be a bit of a taboo subject about money. Like wanting loads of money seems to be a bad thing. Where I want every penny that I can get my hands on, and I want it working. I don't want it in my bank account. I want it earning me more. I definitely have a money problem. I don't have enough of it. And
For me, it's probably slightly different take. I mean, there's so much I'm happy to earn, but once I get so much, I want to be giving back. I think this is one thing I talked to you about as well in the past. I talked to a couple of people about is really like giving back. You know, people like one thing I do really want to do is give back to the military ex-forces. Although I'm no ex-force myself or being involved in the military in any ways, but one thing I do really want to do is like once I create some enough wealth, I wanted to like create some homes for the ex-forces because I don't think they don't need to be homeless. I'm looking at finding empty homes. I can leverage people onto buy and then get it done and then actually get it used in a way where we can house these people with the full ex-forces with post-traumatic problems. You know, they need help, and these have been the people who's like been helping, well, not helping us, been watching over us over the years. I mean, you like it or not, I mean, they do a lot of work in foreign and abroad, whether it's aid work or military work. It doesn't matter. They protect this country and they've done a good job of it. So for me, that's one key giving back things I want to do and I will do when I get there. Another thing is like charity for Africa. Pound for school. Pound for school is something I want to run eventually, whereby I will collect a pound from everybody I know, and then that money will go towards building a school for Africa, for Kenya, various
why have you decided
places.
to have Africa when there's poverty all around the world? Talk to me. Why have you done that?
While Africa, I think Africa's had it very bad, man. A lot worse. They got no government support, and whereas poverty is in the US, you got poverty in UK. We got council services, we got the government support services. Okay, we can actually get some help from there. But when you come from a place like Africa, it's horrible. I'm telling you. There's no running water. Things like a bed we take for granted. They don't. They don't have a bed to sleep in.
So
So
that's your
it's one. That is one thing I want to do eventually. Yes. But
For
I need
me,
to
I'm
get
all
there
about
get
helping
for.
myself first. I'm still young. I want to help myself. There's no
Well,
charity.
maybe I can
I've always
entice
put in
you.
market. I want to
Maybe I
make the
can entice you
investment.
come and help me
I've done enough
at
for
some
the world, I
point.
think. Right, mate. We're gonna call it a day there, and then I'm gonna just wrap it up. Thank you for joining me, and everyone who watched. Thanks for all the patience. This was a bit of a debacle that won't happen again. So, where can people connect with you if they want to, Michael?
Currently, government website rebuilt. So if you want to look me up, you can look at www.key2propertyinvestment.co.uk. That website will be up hopefully very soon, and then I will create also a professional web page. So yes, check me
Right.
out, and I'm going places hopefully.
Of course we are. We all are. And there are those that do and those that don't, and you are definitely one of the blokes that do. So thanks for joining us, mate.
Thank you for having me. Have a good evening.
And you. Right, how do I, are you still on there, Michael? Right, okay, that was Michael Chan. Interesting insights from him. So we digressed very heavily there, which is fine. That's the nature of podcasts. So I'm going to in a circle is really, really important down to a T, as opposed to having people who hold you back. So if you're going to go into this business, this property business, or whatever industry that you want, you're going to have times where everything's going to go wrong. It's just the nature of industry. Like the road of entrepreneurship is not a steady road. Like there'll be multiple times, like it's going to happen over and over again. You're just going to keep getting hit with bad news, and you're going to need those people around you. And likewise, you're going to do the same for them. You're going to be like, come on, get up. Stop. I know this is crap. I know it's been downvalued by £200,000, and you're going to have to stop developing, which happened to us. I know you're not going to expand as fast as you want, or I know the builders ran off with £10,000 and you need to raise more and you may not get out of the hole. But when you're in those darkest times and you're messed up, you're going to need people around you to say, come on, get up, do the work, stop feeling sorry for yourself. I don't care whether you've had a bad day. I don't care if the market has turned and you've lost money. The market doesn't care. You need to go and you need to earn your money. You need to save this business. You need to hustle. You need to not go out at the weekend. You need to start putting in the hours. You need to maybe like relight the fire of entrepreneurship and start hustling again, because once you get comfortable, that's also very dangerous, because once you start earning money, it happened to myself. I was like, made it, completed it, property done. But then the inner circle people around me were pushing me to do more, and especially like my mentor Vincent Wong. He said, listen, you have the ability to earn more money. Why are you wasting it going and enjoying it? You have an obligation to earn more money, so then you can help the things that you want, help the organizations or whatever you want to do. And interestingly, I had really, really close members, friends and so on and so forth. I won't mention names. I walked in home one day and there was a group of people sat there and I was like, what's going on here? And it was basically an intervention. People were saying, listen, you're making a big mistake. We're really, really not happy with how things are going. And I was like, what the bloody hell? Because obviously they care about you. It's not a negative thing what they're doing, but they just don't understand it. So I just humoured them, said, this is what I want to do, this is why I'm doing it, etc. But then I also had other people who were like, let's do it, smash it, you've got an ability here, we need to employ it. So I would say you need to sort of get this right before you begin. Start associating yourself with people. Look at somebody who's in the position where you want to be in. So the sort of road to mastery, you should have people beneath you, you should have peers, and you should have people above you. And the people beneath you, when you mentor them, it gives you the new fire because they're all excited and it reinvigorates you to do better on your journey. Your peers, you competition, you can help each other, you can lend money, they'll lend money to you. And your mentors, who when things mess up or you need to ask questions, they're going to be the ones that tell you where you need to look, how to solve these problems. And so where do you find these people? For me, I found them within an inner circle that I paid into. And my life changed completely, like crazy for the better. And that was introduced to me by my partner, Kung. She was the one that took me along to the event. I met Vincent Wong, Mr. John Lee. And then within that circle, I had a few partners. Some of us split, some of us stayed on, and also we became really good friends because we're all in the same industry. So we all became interlinked. We all talked about the same things, because if you're in this industry and you're deciding to invest all your time, because that's all you're going to have in the beginning, excuse me, it's just time. You're not going to have very little finances. You're going to have no credibility most of the time. And when you're in that beginning stage where you've got no credibility, you've got no money, but you've got lots of time, you need to be around people, because it's not going to be easy where you're struggling to raise finance, you're not maybe getting the deals that you want, and you've spent all this money and you're like, oh goodness, have I made a mistake? You're going to need to be in this circle to say, come on, do it. Here's an example. He was in the same position. She was in the same position. They didn't complain. They went out there and they did well. And that's what happens. The more you stay around these people, they won't entertain your bullshit. Like, I won't entertain any bullshit. Like, oh, I can't find a deal. Like, how much advertising have you done? How much of this? How much of that? We don't even discuss that it isn't going to work, because we know it works. We have multiple examples of it working. I have the mentors that I follow. I know that they're in a place where I want to be, and I'm just following the path. There are people beneath me who I'm teaching, not beneath me, but earlier on in the journey, that want to be where I am. And I have peers that are killing it, that I actually think, bloody hell, I wish I've taken a bit of a wrong path here, because I've taken the path of trying to expand my income, where other people have been buying properties, like no money down, and they've multiple single let units. You have other people that are sourcing properties and they're making £20,000 a month, where we're just reinvesting. So it swings and roundabouts, but the inner circle can be your biggest asset, because potentially you get deals that you can't sell, or you can pass it out to the network, and that they can sell it for you, and then you can get rich together. So that's what's started to happen with my friends now, who believed in me from the beginning. I've started passing them deals. They've brought me deals, and if you go back on my page, you'll see me having a chat with some really close friends, and they're bringing deals to me, and I'm trying to help them make money together, because that's how it should be. You all make money together in property, especially if you're good at it. But on the flip side, I cut off 90% of the people that was in my life. Like the lad culture of just getting pissed, of like astronomical amount of friends that take really hardcore drugs. When I left the army, I was like really like childhood friends that we would discuss really important subjects, really deep, and then suddenly I'd spend more time with them and they'd be taking lines of cocaine. I'm like, what the bloody hell is going on? So I cut them out straight away. I'm not going to entertain that. There are enough people in the world. I can make new friends. But yeah, there's a lot of really toxic characters out there, and they will hamper you. May come to you with a smiling face, but you'll see it. You'll be just the slight digs, and it'll affect you when you're in those down moments, and they're saying, "I told you it was a fake. I knew it was wrong." And then you've got that added stress, which you don't need. You need people fighting your corner. So in summary, for me, I think change your circle if you're going to do this, because you're going to change your lifestyle. You want people to be proud of your accomplishments, not jealous, and you'll get them. You'll be really surprised. So, and you'll also be really surprised about where the good stuff comes from, because people will see you working hard, and people that you never really associated with will come out of the woodwork, start chatting, and you'll build maybe a professional relationship or a friendship, and it'll be really valuable for both of you. So that's how it should be. This inner circle, you should be picking them up, they should be picking you up, and you all should be competing against each other to try and do better and better and bigger. And that's what I found has happened to me. So we've got a comment here. All right, Lee, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Oh, there's quite a few of you here. Thank you, Yavor, thanks for joining us. Okay, so value can come in different ways. It sometimes can come from those you least expect it from. Yeah, absolutely. So for yourself, Lee, I got when we were on Herrick 16, I think it was, like a real key thing that I got from you was the discipline to go to the gym every day. Like there was days where I would hide under my bed and you would come and find me and be like, right, you're going to the gym. And that's definitely something very valuable, because now I have the discipline to see things through right to the end, and being surrounded by people who I would look at And I think, yeah, that's where I want to be, in the military environment. And they were so disciplined. They didn't make excuses. They put in the work and they enjoyed it, and they surround themselves with other people that enjoyed doing it. And that's the recipe for success, I think, in every facet of life. Surround yourself with people who are smashing it. Be the weakest person in your group, because you want to be basically where they are. And for me, with Lee there, like I was basically his little bitch, because he was a lot fitter than me and I wanted to be as fit as him. So I would have to just suck it up, and I did. I became really healthy and fit because of that. And I would do the same in property. I would go to people and I would work for free. I would learn from them. I would ask them if I could help. I would be so supplicant, because I wanted to be where they wanted to be, and I had to be humbled myself. I couldn't say, no, I'm not doing that, or be conflicting, because I wanted to get in these circles. The people that win are the people that surround themselves with people who are killing it. And there are multiple people that you'll see in property. People who are getting podcasts, the people that are doing the deals, the people who are doing the professional pages. So the reason why I'm doing this, because I'm copying a guy called Matt Sortes, who Michael mentioned earlier. He took it to the next level with 10x with Grant Cardone, and it inspired me. It made me pull my thumb out, because I'm not doing enough. I got a little comfortable. So that's my take on why inner circle can be your biggest asset or your biggest liability. And I would change the people you're hanging around with. Swap them out for people who are going to encourage you, help you, pick you up when you're down. And for those of you who are wanting to take this property journey to the next level, I have something amazing for you. So Vince, who mentored me and still does, so I now coach for him, people who are earlier on in the journey, is going to be speaking at the LBC this weekend in London. It's the Lifestyle Business Convention. John Lee's going to be there. There's going to be multiple speakers. So the shameless plug. If you want to get involved, you have to go through the system, and then they'll talk to you, see if you're available, see if you're a good fit for the group. Because the group that I'm in now, we all pass deals with each other, we raise finance with each other, and it becomes a very sort of like an engine for success, for economic growth, for growing our portfolios. Michael, who was just on earlier, he's part of this group. And who's going to be speaking is John Lee, Vince Tan, Vincent Wong. You've got Andy Harrington, and there's also a few guest speakers. I'm going to put the link on the podcast so you can see it if you want to get involved. It's going to be a free event. It's going to be at the Ibis Hotel in Earl's Court, which is 49 Lily Road, Fulham, SW61 Uniform Delta. It's Saturday the 8th and Sunday the 8th of December, which is this weekend. And if you're interested, join the link. Or if you want to follow my journey, like the page. If you've seen this, you probably already liked it. I'm going to be uploading this podcast, and next time we won't get the technical difficulties that we had in the beginning. But I hope you've enjoyed this, and thank you all for joining me.